Hello everyone and welcome back to Terra Invicta. So let's continue with our resistance campaign. So last time we managed to launch our first ship into orbit. Here we go, Guadalupe Victoria Station. It doesn't really do anything, it is just a tiny little platform in low Earth orbit, but we can build upon it in the future. Otherwise, we secured our hold on Europe a fair bit. We're now major players in the EU, and the aliens started getting a bit more random in their landings. They've landed in Africa and in South America, and we're having a bit of a hard time containing them this time. The first two landings didn't really do much, but Africa, the infection is really spreading. And now they've just landed again in Chile, and so we're going to have to try and deal with that as well. Okay, I figured out how to rename the hub. It's just up here. Click on the little edit button. So our first hub is the Earthshield 1. Still doesn't do anything at this point, but it's there. Okay, that's pretty cool, and something I honestly didn't expect to see in this is this game has Lagrange points. So not only can you put ships in orbit of spatial bodies, or satellites and things in orbit of spatial bodies, but you can locate them at various Lagrange points. That is really quite a cool little feature. Okay, the servants control Canada, and they've just broken off their alliance with Germany. Servants are going to be a problem. I'm going to go for a seat in Britain. Take a fair chunk of influence, but hopefully can grab control of that.
Acknowledged.
I am worried about the servants gaining so much control over America, so I'm really going to try and push that. Because if they get control over America, we could be in a fair bit of trouble here. Okay, so I've successfully probed the moon. We've got various amounts of resources that we could collect from various sites there. Oh, the Protectorate already has a base on the moon. Okay, so if I get 1.5 boost, then I can put something up into the stations. That's what I'm lacking there. Okay, failed to do any damage to the aliens, but okay. First time he's failed, but first time for everything. But have managed to grab hold of a seat in the United Kingdom. Yeah, Canada and Denmark have now ended, so Canada's cutting, basically leaving NATO is the problem right now. Right, temporarily there's a little bit of a weakness in the Academy's position in France, so I'm going to try and do a crackdown there. Actually, meanwhile, is going to change position because I want to take out this infestation in Chile before it can spread like it's already done in Africa.
Heading to the LZ.
I'm going to see who else is working in America.
Investigating target.
Ooh, we have just discovered an alien base. Nice, and that's because we got Deep System Skywatch. So quite an extensive alien base. Okay, they're in Amma, which is one of the outer ring microplanets. We do have 2 other ships, well, 4 other ships, they've got quite a few. We've only been detecting them when they get really close in. And we've completed our space dock project, so I can now build a space dock hub module, although I need to be able to get power for it. And I get the feeling that interplanetary warships might be quite useful. We want to resist the alien invasion. I would like to start stopping some of them from actually landing, so I'm going to invest in that first. I want to get alien origin at some point. It's going to cost 2,000. That's a big research project, so I can pick up a few of the smaller ones first. Okay, so there is one of the one of the servants agents in America working against us, an evangelist. Definitely want to keep an eye on her. She's causing trouble here. I don't want the servants to take control of too much of America. They've already got a fair chunk. We've failed our crackdown in France because they reinforced. That's okay.
By the numbers.
And we did manage to take
Wrapping
out
up.
the aliens in Chile, so hopefully that is the last of them. I'll probably get someone to scout that out again, just to make sure. Yeah, Canada's continuing to break off its alliances. I've
Ready for
got
my
a
mission.
huge amount of money, so I'm just going to pour a load of it into publicity campaigns in America. Okay, so we have seen military ships in space now, so we know that the aliens are not coming in peace, and that's swinging people's views. Hopefully we'll get some good support. Okay, so the Academy, who did have a load of support, has got crackdown effects all over the place, and on top of that is going to be losing massive amounts of public support, and cohesion has been broken, so we should be able to pick up some Academy places. Most notably, there's quite a few of those in Europe, so we may be able to strengthen our hold there. Very nice critical success in America. We're now 35% public opinion there. Definitely helping out.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Make that 40%. Okay, one of the slots in France has got the crackdown on it. Importantly, that's the executive, so we should be able to grab executive control over France. Pity none of the ones in Britain have got it. Irachi's going to take a bit of a break on his alien clearing mission. He's going to try and grab executive control away from the Academy, or at least
Ready for
try
orders.
to. I'm getting slightly nervous about how large the servants controlled armies are, because I've taken control of some Indian armies. We've got partial control over American ones. Here we've got our warship research. Okay, I think I'm going to pick up the xenology lab. Fairly quick research. And then I might go on to the origin one, because that's one of our campaign objectives. Okay, so this looks very interesting. New section that we've just unlocked is the ship designer. And it looks really quite detailed. We can select the hull that it wants, which gives us different slots that we can put in. I believe this is just a note for ourselves as to what kind of ship it is, but in these different slots we can put all sorts of things. So we can put in nose-mounted weapons, we can put in hull weapons, utility modules, radiators, battery, different power plants, different drive types, and then we've got different types of armor, and we can choose how much armor we put on and where. That's cool. You can even change the number of engines, so it's not just selecting the type of engine but the number of engines. How many propellant tanks are there to increase your delta V. Yeah, so it's nothing that I can put up just yet, but just playing around with this seems straightforward. Can put together a little design of a basic gunship. To put it into comparison, this basic gunship seems to have a combat strength of 7. The light alien ships that we've been seeing, the ones that just crash into Earth, have about 33. So we'd need quite a few of these to get anywhere. Just going to try going for an over-the-top design and see how far we can get with our current tech. I'm not sure if there's an upper limit on how thick I can make the armour, but I'm guessing it's giving me kind of reducing income, but I can put together a design. Problem is I can't really support anything in orbit, so I'm not actually going to build this just yet. But good to know that with our current tech, we can put together something that is at least on par with an alien ship. We just need to work on getting some of these resources so I can work out what a reasonable design is. Definitely seems really cool. There's so much depth you can do. I mean, here you can see I've put 84 units, so let's call that 84 millimeters of hull armor going around the outside. It's got 6 engines, 41 propellant tanks. You can kind of chuck on a load of stuff there. Definitely excited to see where space combat goes. Over half of the US is now on our side. And we've grabbed control of France. So we've got 2 slots in France now, including executive control, which gives us the control of the army there. So it's nice, we've got our first army. Obviously that does mean we're now bleeding off influence, so we've got to stop expanding again.
Standing
I'm
by
just
for
going
orders.
to secure our control on France now while I do have a little bit of influence.
Standing by for orders.
Still think that was useful. We've got control of a pretty major nation there. We've got between us quite a lot of control over the various points in the EU. Okay, so as a globe, we've got nuclear fission in space research done, and I managed to contribute the most to that, so I get to pick the next research. Okay, and I've showed the research tree before. That was the condensed research tree. This is the full research tree. This is just insane. Okay, and if we're going to be improving our space stuff, I want to put something in the energy tech, since that's what we as a faction have a fair bonus for. Although we've also got decent on society. I actually want to get a rival domestic policies, because I'm hoping something here is going to give me a bonus to my control points, which I'm really struggling with right now. So we're going to throw all of our research into there, see how we go. There's another revolution in the United States of America, and the servants have been toppled. Britain has left the EU. It's a bit of a pain. It's right now all of the organizations require influence, which is something we really struggle with.
Making our case.
So for now we seem to have cleared all of the alien infestations that I'm aware of. Completed the xenology lab research. Okay, we're going to need a supply depot to have a fleet, so I'm actually going to get that one before I do alien origin. But what I can now do is I've gathered together enough boost to launch another segment of our solar array in, so I can put in a solar collector which will give us some power, which we could then follow up with some other modules. They're also going to take 1.5, so won't be able to launch these too often. So we get 0.3 a month, so every 3 months we can launch one of these. Though the space dock would require 8. Anyway, for now, let's put up a solar collector there. Yep, build on Earth. Cost us hardly anything. Got stupid amounts of money coming in. What we need is boost. Yeah, it's going to take about a month to get up there. In Myanmar is proposing ending its rivalry with Thailand. I will definitely accept that. Again, I want humanity united against the aliens, so I'm happy for there not to be wars. Starting to get some decent odds on taking control of America, even without putting in any influence. For now, I'm just going to keep on building public support there. New alien fleet has entered low Earth orbit. Okay, this only has a strength of 11, so that's not too bad. We may be able to start actually doing something about these weaker ships. Although that's their second ship, they've just put 2 into low Earth orbit. This one with a strength of 14. Yep, okay, first one came down in Mexico. Okay, we're going to have to deal with that. And the other one in Ukraine, in the Kharkiv region. Okay, so we've got 2 landing sites. Okay, America is really on board with us now. 78% public opinion. Nice. Mass drivers is done. Project Exodus got that one. Can make a fission pile. I don't know what that does, but cool. Okay, I'm going to prioritize the European threat. So I've put together a quick design just as a test here. The Phalanx class corvette. Main difference between the different hull types seems to be their cost in money a month. We've got huge amounts. We can easily afford the fancier one. That lets us put a nose and a hull mounted weapon. I've gone for the missile batteries. Otherwise, I've put 15 propellant tanks on. It can't really do much, but I just really want this to be in low Earth orbit so that I can start intercepting some of these things that come flying around. Put on a little bit of armor just to bump it up, so this would be more powerful than those 2 ships that we just saw. Doesn't have much in the way of acceleration. Just bumped it up a bit. It's got 6 engines on the back of it now, so it's got decent enough acceleration, almost a full G. Yeah, so I've got a warning that this really doesn't have enough propellant. I think that's okay. It doesn't have a lot of propellant. but I think that's mostly because our engines are really inefficient. Even if all this is doing is defending our station, I think that should be fine. Okay, so it doesn't look like I can launch these ships from Earth, so I'd need to build them in orbit is the problem. Okay, so I need to build a space dock, so we're a little ways off doing that just yet. Okay, so I got a small bonus from Xenology from that one. Lost another alliance, United Kingdom and Canada. But nicely enough, our solar collector is done on our Earth Shield 1, so this is actually a habitat that I can add things to, if I had enough boost to get anything more up there. But still, that's a good start. Okay, and the Academy is building a outpost on the moon. So 1.5 boost to launch a science module to orbit, or 8 to launch a space dock, where I'd need 9 to put a outpost on the moon. So what I might do is launch a science thingy into orbit, and then start saving up for either a space dock or a moon outpost. Probably a moon outpost, since I think I need to start getting resources before I can really use the space dock. We've got a supply depot project complete, so we can build a supply depot. And the problem is boost is going to be holding us back on a lot of the research that we could do in the future. So I think I'm going to go for alien origin tech, just start that off now. Oh, someone's cracked down in the Czech Republic. Okay, so I've managed to take out at least the alien flora and fauna that were spawning. Servants tried to purge Germany, that is not good. They failed, and that is good. Okay, Turkey's pulling out of NATO. Okay, I'm going to pick up the Mogul Intelligence Broker. Gives us +2 ops per month, which is a fair bit of a boost. We're only getting 1 right now, so that would really help us, especially with these landings coming a lot more frequently. Make her really, really good at investigating. Yeah, and I'm gonna upgrade the agitator to Firebrand, which is just a more extreme version of it, gives him some more bonuses. So that's on Rachi. Agent Joe gets an extra point of persuasion. Gonna bump up Duncan Dew's admin. Unfortunately got really bad roll on Rachi, failed to destroy the target. Yep, so under the sway of various nations, NATO is falling apart. That's okay, because new NATO will be under my control. I've got enough ops now that I can finally investigate the Kharkiv crash site. Someone else may have taken care of the alien.
Where to?
Over in Mexico, I'm not 100% sure. I'll investigate the region. Okay, enemy are targeting me in Greece. Got more bonuses to Xenology. Oh crap. The Academy has stolen one of my places in the Czech Republic. It's a pretty minor place, to be honest. They can kind of have it. Belarus wants to end its rivalry with Poland. Yup, that is absolutely fine. The aliens are becoming more popular in India. Something may be going on there. Alright, I'm going to send a scientist over there. See if we can work out what the hell is going on. I'm going to spend some influence, take a crack at starting to get some control in America. Either way, I'm going to keep boosting public support there. Aliens have spread into America, so I'm going to need to take them out there. Okay, we've got 1.5 boost now, so we should be able to expand our satellite or space station. Yeah, so I'm going to put a Xenology lab up in orbit. And I think the other 2 slots that I have access to right now, I'm probably going to save for a space dock and a supply depot, although no, the space dock does also function as a supply depot, so I can probably use one of the other slots. But for now, I'm just going to be saving up quite a bit to hopefully be able to put a base on the moon. Okay, I've got Arrival Domestics Policy. I contributed the most, so I get to pick the next one. Go for Arrival Economics next. Get a fair boost to it. Cool, so Project Exodus has got mission to Mars completed, so we can send probes there, and also the inner system asteroids. This guy keeps getting bad rolls, but
Cleaning things up.
I'll manage. So still some alien creeps around the western seaboard of America, but we have grabbed our first point in America. That's put us back into negative influence. That should give us quite a bit more boost. Yeah, we're now getting 0.37 extra boost. So that's effectively doubled the boost that we're getting, which will really, really help things out. And it's given us an army. Yeah, Belarus is trying to cool relations, so yeah, that's fine. Or warm relations. Now that I've got some control over America, I'm going to try and stabilize it. Because right now it's in a full insurrection, so the aliens have put up a new base on Pholus. Okay, it's like an asteroid that has quite an eccentric orbit, but cuts between Jupiter and Saturn's orbit at its closest point. Let's keep an eye on that one, it might be periodically quite dangerous. And they've built a new station up there as well, that's a bit concerning. And started to settle America.
The people will come to our side.
Have reports of alien abductions in Jaipur, India. So the aliens are definitely up to no good. I'm definitely going to investigate those abductions.
Ready for orders.
See what the aliens are actually up to there. Well, there we go, we've got our new xenology lab on our space station. That's granting us a significant boost to xenology research. So 10% extra and an extra 5 just kind of base research. It really helps since we are pushing heavily on xenology, so now it's gone from +6 to +16. Really quite handy. Looks like I've maxed out the American support for now. You really need to start getting some good rolls sooner or later. Yay, so we've investigated the alien abductions, definitely people going missing, the local government are denying everything and trying to block our progress. So I think that the servants, who have a big part there, are trying to help the aliens cover up these abductions. I've got a new objective to research their methods. It's rather cheap research. I think I'm going to flip over onto that just because we can get it rather quickly, then we can go back onto the alien origin. So take a break working out where the aliens come from, work out what they're actually doing here. Another alien fleet has entered low Earth orbit. Enemy crackdown in the United Kingdom. Double crackdown in the United Kingdom. Triple crackdown in the United Kingdom. Load of other factions must have all targeted the United Kingdom at once. Yeah, I've lost Slovakia. Don't really mind if I lose a little bit of control in Europe, so I can then just pivot over to America with any spare points I have. I want to make it a little bit difficult for them. Much more interested in hunting down the aliens.
Going in hot.
Investigating
And
target.
find who's been working against us in Britain though. The Academy. Finally got rid of those aliens in Los Angeles. The Academy have taken a control point. They now have full control over United Kingdom. Okay, so we've completed the alien methods research. And that really... so they've been abducting all sorts, slowly working their way up the food chain as to what they've been abducting. So we can now detect alien contacts with humans. Okay, and yeah, amongst humans they started off randomly in the rural areas in the first wave. Then the second wave was people with really high socioeconomic backgrounds, so business owners, police chief, legislators. So they are definitely doing their best to work their way up to the top of society. I'm not sure if they've been trying to replace people or they're just abducting them to understand them, but either way, aliens are not our friends. And some people have been returned after being abducted. We need to find them and investigate them. I think they might just be getting replaced. In the meantime, I'm going to continue alien origin research. Okay, and then I do have enough boost to send another section of the station up. I may well do that and send up a a social block or an energy block. Energy block would be good because I'm really good at the energy research, so I can push that really, really fast if I want to. Social would be good because then hopefully I can get a technology to increase the number of capture points I can take, and that will let me increase my boost. Might double down on the... oh, I don't know actually. Actually, I don't have the tech for the energy lab yet. And it's only a 3% boost, it's not a 10% boost like the xenology study is. Okay, I might just leave that for now then. Keep saving up until I can send something to the moon. Okay, I'm going to try and trade with the Academy. I have a ton of money. If I can use that to buy some other things, that would be really useful. Okay, so I can't seem to buy boost off of them. I can offer them a non-aggression pact. I think that's fair, because I don't mind the Academy, they just want to advance science, so I can get on with the Academy. Don't really like the Protectorate or the Servants. They are both really just trying to appease the aliens. There's Panic in Bratislava, I can't really do much. Okay, Douglas is going to get a famous trait. Replacing Eminent gives him even more influence per turn. And Ratchi's getting another organization trait, expands the number of orgs that he can have. I'm going to continue to boost Hagen Joe's persuasion, since that's mostly what I'm using her for. Okay, I lost a control point in Thailand to Project Exodus. And try and purge them right back. Okay, so Slovakia is going to get an economic boom. I can either let it happen, invest in them, or get some funds for myself. So I do have control of Slovakia. I'm going to keep the good times rolling. Huge amounts of money, so let's just make Slovakia quite powerful. Okay, cool. Space mining and refining is research, so we should be able to start mining once we get that
We're
project
winning
done.
their hearts and minds.
Again, failed the purge in Thailand, just a really bad roll. Okay, that's interesting. There's an org, the Gardenia group, costs 10 monthly income, which we can definitely afford, but would give +1 economy to their boosting ability, but really notably +3% organization, or +3 organization, administration even, which would open up spots for 2 more orgs. So that seems pretty good. I'm going to definitely buy that. Purchase it for Hagen Joe since she has next to nothing. So we've completed Arrival Economics. So I'm going to pick up Arrival Sociology next, and then probably move on to Arrival Law. Okay, so aliens, so the returned abductees in Budapest appear to be acting strangely, so we'll go investigate that. Yeah, regain control of my seat in Slovakia. Okay, Kokomo is going to go investigate that weirdness. Another alien base, this time on Triton. It's one of Neptune's moons. And of course they built their station in orbit.
In our direction.
Okay, Protectorate has unified Kyrgyzstan and Russia into a single nation. Okay, so we managed to follow one of the returned abductees, who is the son of a senior diplomat, and he had been a bit weird asking about his mum's political connections. We tracked him down, saw him dropping off a small package at a dead drop, and this package was containing all sorts of dossiers. So whether he's been brainwashed by the aliens or replaced with an alien, it's not sure. He doesn't explain his behavior, but they're definitely up to something. They're definitely influencing the people they're taking. Okay, and we've re-established control over Thailand. Another alien base, this one on Dione, so one of Saturn's moons. Okay, I'm going to take a small break in saving up for the moon outpost. I want to build another xenology lab. Gives us a really big bonus, and we're getting lots of projects that xenology really is going to help with. So I think that's worth doing sooner rather than later. Okay, and that is just fantastic. Espero gives plus 0.75 boost a month. That would double our boost and increases science and gives admin slots, so it pays for itself in terms of the admin group. Cost a fair chunk of money, but we have money. That's going to our scientist. Yeah, it's doubled our science output, boost output. That's going to be really, really useful. We do have the option for alien operations now, but I'm just going to finish alien origin first. Okay, 2 xenology labs are up and running. So we've now got 28% boost to xenology research. Okay, someone's done a crackdown in Ireland. Okay, so we've finished our alien origin research. So we've seen some regular shaped masses out in the distant edges of the solar system, but some but not all appear as if they're local. So they do have some very large scale shipbuilding in the solar system, but they didn't come from the solar system. So they aren't like Martians or anything, they are definitely some kind of extrasolar threat. So yeah, scientists have 3 theories on this. Either that the aliens arrived via a slower than light interstellar spacecraft, but that would require a very, very large spacecraft to make the journey and keep everyone alive, and we've not seen any signs of a mothership. We have noticed that they have actually been around for quite a while. We've seen them on old telescope images, we just didn't identify them as alien at the time. Option 2 is the aliens arrived very long ago and have only recently been woken up from hibernation. Or third option, the aliens have some kind of FTL drive, and so we know they came from outside the solar system, we just have no idea where or why. But our general goal, this is pointing out, is to take on the hubs that they have established around the solar system. We'll be doing alien operations next, so we can work out when the aliens are moving, what they're doing a little bit more. I'd say for now it's a pretty good place to leave it. We have really expanded. Our space station is now really quite useful out there in Earth orbit, giving us some really big boosts to xenology, which has helped us research what the aliens are up to. We know they're up to no good. They are abducting people, they do have armed spaceships in the solar system, and they seem to be spreading rather worryingly fast in the solar system. We have a design of our first ship, but no way to build it. But we now do have some really quite good income coming in for our boost, so we may well be able to start moving on that soon. Build up mining bases on the moon, maybe build our first spaceships next time. Anyway, that will all have to wait till next episode. If you enjoyed this, please do leave a like and or comment and or subscribe. All really does help the channel, help these videos do well, and that helps give me an excuse to keep this series going. I'm really excited to continue, and so I hope that I catch you in the next one. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself and everyone else. Cheers.